you so much for joining me today for another video. I know I've been gone a while, but I'm back today doing a full face of Korean makeup products, and I'm just doing something that I've seen a lot of Korean makeup gurus do with their makeup, and I'm trying different techniques. So if you're interested in watching how I create this look on my face, then just keep watching. Also, if you are new, I welcome you here. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy what you see and check out some of my other videos if you do. As always, you're very welcome into the Breath of Beauty fam, the beauty fam. So if you want to join us, feel free to do that as well because we appreciate you here. Alright, without further ado, let's just jump right into creating this all Korean product makeup look. Okay, let's just jump right into it. So I've been watching a decent amount of Korean beauty gurus. I think the common theme is that they really focus on skincare beforehand. They kind of often recommend using skincare that's light and not too goopy or like too shiny or sticky, because that oftentimes can compromise the longevity of your makeup. So I'm gonna just use a pretty light moisturizer here. This is a sample, but it's a really good one. It's the Innisfree Jeju Lava Seawater Lotion. It's really light but pretty hydrating as well, and I believe this also has those anti-aging properties, which is really important to me right now. I don't know why, guys, but I mean, I'm turning 27 this year, and I've been noticing my smile lines getting a little more pronounced, so I'm not a big fan of that. It's kind of sad. So I'm just taking just like a little bit, a light layer, and I'm applying that pretty much just like all over as like a thin layer. A little bit goes a pretty long way with this moisturizer because it's like a thinner formula. There's my skincare. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take out my cushion foundation. This is the Any Cushion Etude House. I still have this plastic film on it. I should probably take that off. So shiny. So as I was saying, Any Cushion Etude House foundation. This is in the shade Sand. I'm gonna use the puff that it comes with. Generally, these puffs are really good to apply these like cushion BB creams because they really let you pat the product onto your skin. And I think I've seen this like stamping method from this YouTuber slash like beauty influencer that's in Korea named Hazel. You just take the cushion and like take a little bit of product, not too much. Go ahead and stamp, 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 stamp like this, and then you go ahead and like blend everything out. So that's what I'm about to do. A lot of times people like to just use this like patting motion right here. And you're gonna see that this BB cream or foundation or whatever it is, because it doesn't say that it's a BB cream. It doesn't have like super high coverage. And do you see that it's like definitely not matching my skin tone? That generally seems to be the case, is they don't really match their foundation to their skin tone. In Korean, they like to say that they want to look brighter than they really are. I just chose like one of the darker shades because I'm a little darker. It's still light on me. And then for the hairline, just like blending it into the hairline. Because if you see like darkness around your hairline, it kind of defeats the purpose, right? Like it will make you look like you have a mask on. And another thing that I noticed about just the Korean beauty trend or makeup routine is that they don't really seem to use a ton of concealer. They seem to rely on the initial just like facial base makeup to cover most of their imperfections. You know, in America, we like to like layer on the concealer under our eyes or under nose, forehead, and all that stuff, but in Korea they don't seem to do that as much. I do have redness around my little nose crease area, so I'm just gonna fold the puff like this and just kind of cover up the redness that I see. Right, and as a finishing touch, I'm just gonna pat everything so that it makes for a flawless blend. I think what Koreans really like is this glow you got going on your cheeks. It's called the kwang. Kwang is like light or glow. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the skin makeup. So what I noticed that Koreans do in terms of powdering their face is like very minimal. I think this is a powder foundation, but I think it will do. I know this says Bobbi Brown, but this is actually an Asia-specific Bobbi Brown product. I believe they made these powder foundations to be suitable for like more Eastern, like Asian skin tones. I'll be using this to lightly set my T-zone, and I'll show you exactly how I set it. Oftentimes when I see like the Korean style setting, you know, of the foundation, they leave the cheeks kind of unset. I think some people might like even lightly set it if they have oily skin, but to save that little glow or kwang, they want to make sure that they don't powder over it and kind of get rid of all that glow. It's really dependent upon the person's preference. A lot of times people would, you know, powder their forehead area because they don't really want the forehead to be too oily looking. And right under the eye, I'm gonna just powder around the nose and my smile lines, of course. Powdering like the sides of my face where I know the bronzer's gonna go. We're gonna just go ahead and work on our brows, because why the heck not? I'm gonna use the Etude House brow, or it's called Drawing Eyebrows Slim Eyebrow Pencil. I'm just gonna fill in my brows, and this is gonna take a bit of time, so I'll be right back. Alright, that took ages to do my brows, but I kind of tried to make my brows a little bit straighter. My natural brows are pretty arched, so it's kind of difficult for me to create a completely like one, they call it like a one eyebrow. The number one, you know, is like straight, so it's like a straight eyebrow is called a one eyebrow. It doesn't sound as cool in English though. But anyway, I tried to make it as like full and like straight as possible. But, you know, I just gotta work with what I have here. So I already went ahead and primed my eyes because I'm gonna move on to the eyes next, and I'm so excited because I have like a couple different palettes that I want to use here. So I don't really know what kind of a look I'm gonna be going for yet, and I have a bunch of these like individual, you know, if you saw my Korean beauty haul from like 2 videos back or something, you'll see these individual eyeshadows that I got from my past trip in Korea. I'm gonna go ahead and just use one of these individual eyeshadows, and this is the Face Shop. That's another Korean brand. Real Ginger in the shade ER01. So I think what I normally notice Korean YouTubers doing is they take like a light wash of one color first. They just kind of like sweep it all over the lid. This shade happens to be pretty subtle on me, but it's like the perfect shade to go in for that first layer. Alright, so I'm done applying this wash of color, and I'm gonna go ahead now and actually do something that's not very like comfortable for me, but I'll try it anyway. What a lot of Korean girls like doing is creating this what's called like 애교살. 애교살 literally translates to like affection skin, which makes 0 sense, right? So the whole point is like you want to make yourself look youthful and a little more doll-like. So what they do is they take like a contour shade and they create this little like crease under your eyes, and it makes you look a little more like a cute little baby, which it's kind of weird, but I don't know. It makes you look more cutesy anyway. So I'm gonna try that because I haven't tried that. So I'm gonna just like smile like this and see where my natural eyes kind of crease and apply it right there. That looks interesting. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I don't really know if that created too much of 애교살. If I look down like this, you can definitely see like the 애교살, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and use like a smaller brush and see if I can create a little more defined 애교살. So I'll go ahead and use like a little darker color and a little more pointed brush like this. Smile like that. And I'm just applying it right here. I need to be careful because I don't want this to look like dark circles on me, which I feel like it's already starting to kind of look like dark circles. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna go ahead and use something to buff this out because this is starting to look crazy. Okay, so maybe my eyes aren't really shaped out to have those 애교살. It's a little difficult, but I tried my best. So I normally would go for like a neutral brown or something, but it would be kind of boring for you guys to watch me do another neutral brown look, right? So I'm gonna try using like a warmer tone Dusty Rose shade here and apply it all over my lid again and kind of create the shape that I want. And this is the Play Color Eye Palette. It's the Lingerie Backstage. This is also from Etude House and it's an eyeshadow palette, and it's mostly like, you know, warm toned, rosy, mauve-y kind of shade range. Shade range. I was gonna use this rosy shade. It's called Pink Stage. Load it up on my brush, apply it all over my lid. Oh, this is pretty pigmented and it's actually pretty. I'm gonna just kind of drag it out a little bit like that. Elongate and also make my eyes look a little more puppy dog eyes like. And by dragging it out, you can make it look a little more rounded, a little more big. Okay, so next taking a slightly darker shade right here. It's like a plummy, slightly shimmery shade. It's called Corset, and apply it to the outer V-ish area to create a little more dimension. And if you're like doing eyeshadow and you think, oh, this shape is kind of like too catty, then you can always, you know, go back to the shade that you used and fix the shape of your eyeshadow. I'm gonna bring it up a little higher here so that it looks more rounded out rather than like a little feline look. So if at any point it feels a little too intense, I've seen people just take their finger and just blend everything out to be really natural, so there's no like harsh lines whatsoever. And I found that it's a pretty effective method. You know, you could always use a brush, but your fingers work just as well using the tools God gave you. So I want to keep this like soft feel, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a powder to line my eyes. I'm just gonna use like a dark brown shade right here. This is the shade Backstage. It's a dark chocolatey brown. I'm using like a little angled brush here. I'm gonna just start lining my eyes. And then the line I want to bring down like this to keep that puppy dog eye. I'm gonna look straight ahead and bring the line down. Just like that. Okay, you know what? I need a little bit more darkness because this powder is still a little bit reddish. It has like a reddish undertone, so I'm gonna use that brow pencil I have from earlier and just fill in and darken it up a little more. Of course, this isn't meant to be an eyeliner, so it's not gonna be the best product, but I don't think I actually have like a Korean brown pencil eyeliner. Alright, so I think this is kind of the point where a lot of Korean beauty gurus or a lot of Korean girls like to wear contact lenses, but I've never worn a contact lens in my life, so I'm not gonna do that, nor do I own any contact lenses. So yeah, I'm just gonna skip that step altogether and work on my lower lash line. So for my lower lash line, I'm gonna do this thing where they kind of connect the bottom of their shadow to the lower lash line all the way like that. I'm gonna need a smaller brush and I'm gonna take a brown shadow here and then kind of fill in this like triangular looking area. Do you guys see that? This is one side, and one side. It's like a triangle. Fill that in, and this will give you the illusion that you have more of that puppy dog eye. And in Korean, they call this the 삼각조, and I'm stopping like right here. I'm not bringing it all the way in because that would make my eyes look smaller. Now that I filled that in, I'm gonna blend it out just a slight bit so that there's no harsh edges. Usually at this point, what a lot of Korean girls do is apply some sort of a pearl shadow, meaning something shimmery, something pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and use like one of my single pod shadows for that, and since I'm going for a more rosy look, I'm gonna go, I think, use the Tigger shade. I don't know if they'll be too warm, but isn't he so cute? I'm gonna go ahead and apply this pearl shadow or this shimmery shadow all over my lid, and I'm just taking it with my finger and applying it with my finger all over. They're all about that glow here. I guess this helps kind of pull the look together and make your eyes super pretty sparkly. I think it looks actually pretty cute. Me likey. Now that I've added my shadow, apply some falsies. So I'm gonna just use these lashes that I got from Olive Young, which is like a drugstore over there in Korea. And it's the eyelashes All Live Young with Olive Young. right there. It's in the style number 1. Doesn't say much else other than that. So that's what the lashes look like. Pretty natural. I'll just pop them on and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back after applying the falsies. It makes my eyes look a little more doll-like, a little more puppy dog. I feel like it makes a huge difference when you pop on some falsies, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna move on to applying some glitter, and I feel like that's also something that's very popular in K-beauty. So I have this. I love this. I don't know if you guys relate, but sometimes when I use like glitter liner products, they kind of leave a burning sensation on my eyes, and it's really uncomfortable and kind of scary, to be frank. So I don't really like using the Urban Decay, you know, glitter liners, or even the NYX glitter liners. They make my eyes burn, but this doesn't, and this is from Etude House. It's the Quick and Easy Matte and Glitter Liquid Eyeshadow. This has like a little shimmery side, and this has a glittery side. And the applicator is really nice too. Like, check this out. It's the thinnest doe foot applicator I have ever seen, and this is so perfect for doing detail work. So I'm gonna apply glitter just like right where I created my aegyotar and kind of go in. So right where I stopped, you know, doing the samgakjo, the triangle fill-in, that's where I'll start, and then I'll end it right here. This adds like a whole new level of twinkle twinkle to your eyes. Now let's do a bit of face contour slash bronzing. I'm just gonna use the Innisfree little bronzer here. It is in the shade 2, the Ginger Cookie shade. Just bronze as usual. Just focus on my jawline here in the hollows of my cheeks, just to kind of slim down the face a little bit. They don't seem to be like super huge into like cream contouring and stuff. It's just like a light amount of shading is what they call it. And I'm gonna take a smaller brush now and start do some nose shading slash contouring. And they really do this to bring out the nose, because you know us Asians, we don't got that tall nose bridge, and everybody wants that for some reason. So the shading like here right under the start of your brow, going down gradually down the nose, keeping it pretty natural still. They say that if you connect the contouring to this brow portion, it just makes it a little more cohesive and more natural. If for whatever reason it's not looking that natural, you can just go in with that puff again and just gently pat it over. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of pigment on my lips, because the Koreans also have a very particular way of doing their lips. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use a lip product that I just would normally use, right? So this looks like a shade that a lot of Korean girls would like using. It's kind of like brighter and creamier, and what they would normally do is create this like ombre look, as if you just bit into a popsicle. So they focus the color on the center of their lips and then blend with their fingers, kind of like that. But it's a little kind of pinkish for the eye look I'm going for. I'm gonna add like a more muted rosy pink shade. So then now, since the lips are done, I am going to do a little bit of highlight, since the highlight is actually in this eyeshadow, or I guess like combo palette. I'm gonna try using this highlight shade right here. Just lightly highlight to even like further define that kwang. Oh yeah, look at that glow. And then the bridge of my nose right here, then the very tip of my nose. Look at me glow. Alright, so I think that is pretty much it for this full face using Korean makeup look. I don't know, do you guys like it? I hope you do. It's like a little more cutesy, right, with the half moon shape, little puppy dog eye shape, and I certainly enjoyed using a lot of these products finally. Yeah, sorry guys, I've been away for a bit, but I am sitting down and filming and missed you guys, and I don't know, I really do love makeup. Sometimes you get stuck in a rut, you know, and it's hard to find like inspiration again, and when I'm not inspired, it's very obvious. So I did want to create like just like a fun, you know, little harmless look using all Korean products. and it was fun indeed, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I'm thinking that maybe next video I'll do like a full face using Japanese makeup, because I think that'll be pretty cool too. That's kind of the idea floating around in my head. I might do a full face using Korean makeup, or sorry, Japanese makeup. But with that said, thank you guys so much for joining me today for this video and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I know I haven't been very active on YouTube as of late, but hopefully that will change as I get more inspirations for video ideas. You know, at the end of the day, I want to create fun content for you guys to watch, you know, and if you guys have any ideas, please feel free to let me know. I would really appreciate it. And with that said, thank you guys so much as always for your loving support and kindness. I really appreciate it. And in return, I do want to leave you with this message. You know, I always do this, and you better get used to it if you are new. You guys are so freaking beautiful. You have no idea. You're so loved and cherished and precious, and you're amazing and marvelous, and you can do anything you set your mind to. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise, and you guys are just rock stars. So keep that in mind as you go throughout this week, and I love you guys so much. Thank you again for just hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Mwah!